Hey, everybody. Let me just make sure this gets in okay. We have a very awesome hangout we're going to be doing here. I just want to make sure it pops in okay, that there's no technical difficulties, because this is going to be super important. And it looks like it's working. All right. This is great. I am super excited to have Kelsey on. Of course, first things first, and I'll try to do it with my mobile phone as well, but invite anybody you know to this. Okay. Anybody you know inside of this group, please invite them. Please make sure that and all you have to do is, I think you just click share, and then you can actually scroll down and invite some of your teammates, some of the people that you know, because this is, we're going to go through, I'm going to share with you guys a workshop we have coming up. We're going to do about maybe 6 different workshops a year. So not very many of these, but it involves lots of personal time and a lot of learning and rebranding and different things like that are going to be super, super helpful for people. So I'm really excited for this. So Kelsey, first of all, thank you for being on here. Thank you for doing this. I want to talk to you about what this workshop is coming up. We're going to get to some pages. Kelsey sent me a few pages that we're going to critique and go through it. And you're going to get a taste of how awesome Kelsey really is at doing this. She walks the walk, and she knows how to teach us as well. Because there's sometimes we do things and we don't know how to explain them. And Kelsey's really good at explaining things, which I like a lot. It could be because of her teaching background. I don't know. But so Kels, let's talk about this workshop a little bit. I'm going to put a link to it. I think I did in here, but I don't know if it popped up inside of this yet. It looks like it might have. Yeah. So talk about what this workshop's going to entail. What do people get, and who would this be for moving forward?
Yeah. So, guys, I am so excited for this. You have absolutely no idea. One of my favorite things to do is get in and work with people on their pages, right? Look at what's going on, see what we're doing well, and see what we can improve upon. That's what it's always going to be with me, right? There's always going to be some things we're doing well and always going to be some things we can improve upon. I have to look at myself and do the same thing, right? So, who is this for? I mean, honestly, really, it's for anybody who feels like, I don't know what I'm doing. Branding scares me. Am I doing the right thing? People who are constantly questioning what they're doing instead of just feeling confident as to what they're putting out on social media. If you don't feel like you know who you're speaking to, AKA your avatar, if you feel like I have no idea how to create a good image, if you feel like, what is my story? How am I supposed to tell my story when I don't even know what it is? Or I know my story, but it scares the shit out of me, and I don't know how to not vomit it out there and make it a sob story. Or people who are just not fully 100% in with content. Maybe you don't really know where to begin or how to lay it out to have a really good balance of how do I sell my product or pitch that, but also have my own personal brand. These are all things that we're going to work on. We're going to walk through. So I really want to tell you guys what it's going to look like, because this is what I'm most excited about, right? So for those of you who don't know me, I'm an ex-teacher. So I am really passionate about educating people and really working one-on-one with personal brands, because really early on in my career, when I was teaching and I decided I don't want to do this anymore, I want to stay home, I realized that the thing that I needed to do to set myself apart on social media was create a personal brand. I knew it was everything. And so I just became consumed with it. Well, how am I going to get people to fall in love with me, to trust me, to do life with me over on my business page? And that is sort of how my love for this developed. So, yeah, I really want to walk you guys through the basics, right? So the videos are going to be short and sweet, give you some good basics, but then throughout the entire week, your focus is going to be on one thing. I really want to focus on one thing per week and build upon it, right? And then after our 6 weeks are over, you're going to have all of the tools that you need to continue forward, because the thing that I hated most about just being a guest speaker for different seminars and, different calls and whatnot is that I get 1 hour with you, right? And I can't really do that much in 1 hour, and it's not personal. I don't get to look at your page individually and really pick apart what's happening there and give you things to work on. So I want it to be something where when we're working on visual branding, we're working on visual branding, and that's it, right? And that week you master that. And then the next week we're going to work on creating content that speaks to your avatar. And we're really going to focus on that. The next week, we're really going to dive deep into your story and figure out what walls you have up and how we can break past that and how we can tell your story in an authentic way that feels natural to you and make it more less intimidating, right? So it's not scary for you anymore. So it is for people, honest to God, you guys, you gotta come, you gotta show up and want to work, because I'm doing this in a very specific way where I'm going to give you a lot of value and a lot of personal TLC, but you have to do the work too, right? It's not going to be anything crazy, but you're going to have a homework assignment at the end of each week, because if I just talk at you forever and you don't do anything, I don't put you into action, you're not truly learning. It's not benefiting you, and that's wasting my time and yours. So I really want people who are all in and ready to transform their brand.
So I love that. I love what you're saying there. So for a lot of people in this, Kelsey, that are, maybe wondering like, okay, so building my brand, what does it really mean to build your brand? Like, what would you consider the definition, or what are some of the misconceptions people might have about it? That, because a lot of people, and I'm just going to kind of segue off of what Stephanie posted earlier, which people think that their lives are boring and mundane. And we talked about this in a previous hangout, but talk about why that's actually a good thing and how you can embrace it. You don't have to be some fancy rock star to do well at this, right?
Yeah, it actually is to your benefit to not be a fancy rock star, right? To have those like little pieces of boring regular life, because the second you start, putting your life on some movie reel or highlight reel, then you become not relatable. The people who are successful at building a brand on social media are the people who are really in tune with the fact that their life is awesome the way that it is, and other people are going to gravitate towards that. If you're a mom and you stay home all the time and all you do is change dirty diapers and do dishes, that is relatable. Not relatable is people who are constantly like, I'm going to work out every day and do my workouts, and my house is going to be spick and span, and my life is so perfect and I don't have any struggles, right? Your personal brand is who you are, the things that you struggle with, the things that are exciting for you. It's literally everything you like about life, everything that you hate about life. Like, it is everything. And that's where people kind of get confused, because you don't realize that everything that you say and do in your life on a day-to-day basis is your brand, and how you use that to your advantage is branding. And so, it's more than just putting content out there and hoping people respond to it. There really is kind of like a science behind it. And it's not hard to master, but it does take a little bit of work and a little bit of time to kind of figure that out. And that's why this course is so important and necessary, because you really can do a ton of work in just a couple of weeks, and you'll be, I think, super surprised what will start to happen inside your mind and the outlook that you start to have on yourself. Because I don't know all of you personally. I'm looking forward to getting to know a lot of you guys personally, but I know that you're special and unique and that you have something to offer to your people. But if you don't believe that, they're never going to believe that, right? It all starts with you believing that you have something valuable to offer these people. Otherwise, why are you even showing up every day, right?
So that's actually another question I have. And you mentioned before that obviously this does take work. We're always, kind of a work in practice. We're just constantly learning and whatever. I mean, you're still learning new things every day yourself.
Yep.
Hold on one second. My daughter is sick, by the way. If you're coughing or you're asking, I might have to walk away for a second. But so my big question for you is, you're getting people to take action. You're going to be personally helping people, personally, doing stuff. I know they're going to get attention with you in private hangouts as well, right?
Yeah.
No bigger than, what was it, 5 people?
5 people, because I really want it to be beneficial and really a personal time slot with each person.
So Kelsey's going to be working her tail off on this, because that's why we're limiting it to 100. And what it all entails. One second. What it all entails, working with her privately, but you're going to have homework every week on this, right? Things that people can take action on. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, so I can talk about that for a second if you need to go.
Okay, thank you.
So how it basically is going to work is like a real concrete idea so you guys can see how this is going to work. Each week has a module video, right? I'm teaching you something, an important concept about branding, and it's just like a quick crash course. Okay. So then from there, I'm going to do follow-up videos in a private group where only members are going to be in there. So the only of the 100 of you who are going to be purchasing this will be in there. I'm doing follow-up videos in there. And then whatever the topic might be. So say it's visual branding. I have a photographer and visual branding expert that is going to come in and do a live just like this in the group. And you guys can pick her brain. She's going to tell you her top tips on visual branding, how to get good photos, photo plays. I mean, she is literally a wizard. She's going to come in and do that. And so you have her at your fingertips as well to ask all the questions that you want. This is all included. This is no extra charge. And then at the end of that week, there's going to be a homework assignment where you get to go into your visual brand and do a bunch of actually really fun things. I'm super excited about that week. But it's not like super pressured, right? Like I'm not going to be like, okay, so-and-so didn't do their homework, but really like you need to be doing these things. Otherwise don't come, right? Don't show up to this if you're not prepared to do the work. And of course life happens and yada, yada, yada. This is a group. So nothing's going to be going away, but it's going to be awesome. And then, so each week I'm going to have, I think it's like 3 to 5 calls a week, and there's 5 people max on that call. And what I'm going to do is go into your page personally, right? So basically what we're going to be doing a little bit later with the like page critiques, I'm going to be going in there, and beforehand, you're going to tell me, this is what I feel like I need work on. Can you look at this? Yada, yada, yada. I'll go into your page. I'll look at all those things. And at the end of that call, you're going to have a handful of tangible things that you can take away and apply to your page right away to start making changes. And that's what I'm most excited about, right? That personal time is what I've always wanted to give to people. And now I have the opportunity to do that. It's going to be so fun and exciting and really intimate. So yeah, I'm pumped about it.
So you can hear me okay, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. This is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been friends with you since 2015. And I've seen you be really passionate. Yeah, my daughter's mad at me. I'm talking too loud on here. Sorry. But anyway, so I've seen you be really passionate about branding, especially the last couple of years. And you love talking about this. I know how excited you are about this workshop. And you guys were doing these workshops because you guys, we've gotten a lot of feedback saying, I want more help with this. So in particular, help with, okay, so my life is boring, but I don't know how to create emotional connections with that mundane, boring thing. How do I connect with someone? Is that something that people will get help with in this?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be covering. And that's, I think, the really cool piece about this is you get to say, here's what I need. And I get to say, here you go, right? I know this stuff works. I've been doing it for years, like Jesse said, and this is just an opportunity to do it with you one-on-one so that you're not just buying something for me or watching me talk for an hour and then boom, you're on your way. This is going to be like hardcore time together working in a small group. So
right. And so I just want you guys to understand this is going to be very intimate, very personal. If you follow direction well and you listen well and you take action, you're going to get amazing results with this. And I wouldn't have Kelsey on if I didn't believe everything that she does and believe in her so much. But if you go look, she walks the walk. She gets incredible amounts of engagement. She's meeting new people every day in her cold market. She uses her business page. She barely does ads. This is all based on her just literally connecting with new cold market people, right? I mean, and you meet new people pretty much every day, don't you, Kelsey?
Not pretty much every day.
Okay.
It's actually something, and you guys, I'm going to say this with pride because I am proud of it. It's something I'm really proud of, but it's also, again, why I feel like this course is necessary, because I do meet new people every single day that live all across the country that are my avatar exactly, right? It's because I worked on this stuff. I'm basically giving you the blueprint of what I studied for years when trying to figure out my personal brand. I'm handing it to you on a silver platter, and then also giving you the side of, hi, I'm a teacher and I know how to make this I know how to break this apart and give it to you in, easy to digest lessons while also making you apply the small things that are going to add up over time. So I want what I have for all of you. If you don't already have it or you want to improve upon it, that's what I want, because it excites me to see people doing branding on Facebook the right way. I want you to have like genuine, real connections where business is easy. You wake up and there's no question what you're going to post on social media. You know people are going to respond to it well. You have a really positive mindset about what you're doing and where you're going. And above all, I want your business to grow. It doesn't matter what business you're in, right? I want your business to grow, and this is how you're going to do it. And this is how you're going to do it and feel excited about it. And people are just going to fall in love with you. And that's really exciting, because guess what? When they fall in love with you, you get to start making an impact on their life. They're going to listen to you more once you guys have that personal connection. Yes, I mean, strangers from your business page that you've never met are going to be like sending you gifts and calling you and wanting to fly to wherever you live because they're so impacted by what you've done to their life. I mean, doesn't that sound incredible? Wouldn't anybody want that?
Well, and it's what I've referred to as the network marketing dream. For a lot of us, I remember thinking about network marketing 10 years ago and thinking, why don't people use social media more? This is a great way to connect with more people. This is a great way to meet new people and to build relationships. It used to be, you guys, that you had to do house parties, invite everyone. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'll get it. So sorry, she has been sick all week. It has been a brutal week, but that's real life, right? So anyway, the big thing is, it used to be where you had to like three-way call and do house parties and get people over. And I'm not saying that stuff doesn't work, but then you're limited to pretty much your local market. You know, here there's no limits. You can go anywhere you want. You can find anyone you want online and just connect with people and be real. That's all it is. So I want people to understand that's what you're going to gain here. Yeah. You guys know how to start building your page with the STB stuff. We do help you share your story, but sometimes, just like me with certain things, it's nice to get that personal mentorship from somebody that knows what they're doing, right? When I hit a tipping point in my business, when I went online in 2008, when I hit a tipping point, is when I hired a mentor, is when I hired someone that has been there, done that. And he could show me things that I needed to do versus trying to buy every single manual on the book out there and figure it out myself. Not saying that's the wrong way, but you kind of cut the learning curve a little bit more when you have someone saying, you might want to look at it this way a little bit differently. That might make a big difference. So if you feel like you're sharing your story, but you're not getting results, you're probably missing just a few emotional connections that you can make with the other people on the other side. It's generally, and Kelsey, you probably would agree with this, it's usually not the audience, is it? It's the post.
Yeah, like what you're doing, like the smallest little tweaks that you can make such a big difference. And of course, consistency plays a huge piece in this, which is why I'm pumped that this is 6 weeks, because in 6 weeks, like the consistency, you'll start to see a snowball effect already. But then after that, even, it just is showing up, applying these things every single day, and there's zero chance that it's not going to work. It's just going to be incredible.
So we already have people saying, I'm in, take all of my money, please, and teach me. Which is great. I love that. But this is limited to 100 people because this is Kelsey's time. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, the link is above here. I posted in here. If you guys are like, yep, I know how good Kelsey is. She walks the walk. I'm in. Just go sign up right now. Click the link and sign up because this is limited. I'm guessing it'll fill up by tonight or tomorrow morning. So this is going to fill up fast, and we're not going to do these very often. So this is guaranteed personal time, lots of attention. But if you follow this and you go through and you take action on it, you will see massive changes in your page. Another thing Kel said, I don't know if you mentioned, you're going to have guest speakers, right?
Yeah. When you walked away, I actually talked a little bit about that. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. And
there's rumor that my wife might be one of them.
Yes, she just might. I'm talking to her right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get the best of the best for you guys. So there's already a couple of people committed, and then Sarah, who you guys know. And again, this is the thing. Jesse kind of touched on this a little bit, but okay, you can learn things from people who are experts, right? But if they're not actually living it, they've never actually done it themselves, you shouldn't trust them. And that's what I've learned over the years is I've bought courses from people who are experts, right? They're digital social media experts, right? And they can teach me all day, but if they've never actually done it themselves, then they just lose all their credibility. And so I want the people who are doing this, right? Like me, like other people, like I'm bringing in for visual branding, storytelling, content, these people who are living it daily, who have built successful businesses, whether in network marketing or not, but they know what they're talking about. So,
and don't be surprised if you see Stephanie and myself in there as well, maybe going live. And this is actually, you're going to be not only doing Hangouts with people 5 at a time. You're also going to be going live in there yourself, I'm assuming. And so just to wrap it up, this doesn't officially start until March 1st, right? So it's 8 days or so, but getting in here will just guarantee your spot. You'll probably have some great stuff before.
I do,
Yeah. So we're just giving people time to prepare for this. And this is an action-based thing. It's a workshop. So you will go through and do work with Kelsey. It's not anything where, run a marathon, but it's just little things. Oftentimes the good news is, and like Kelsey said, you got to follow people that are actually walking the walk. And not just telling you what to do. Like, hey, I'm a great dietitian, but I eat like crap. No. I want someone who actually does what they teach, practice what they preach. So in this case, you want to be prepared to take some action. But the good news is it's usually not a lot of action you have to take. It's just small little tweaks, like shifting a few degrees in how you're doing things that can make big changes. Right, Kels?
Yeah, so I really wanted this to be able to fit in with look, I'm a mom, I don't have a ton of time. So I'm like, I want something that's short and sweet action. Let's keep going. The little small action steps that you can take every single day. So it's not going to be like you're going to sit down and have to listen to me talk at you for an hour. And then you have to figure out what to do with the information I just told you. It's going to be a 5 to 10 minute video. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to do with the information to apply it to your page. So.
All right. Well, as we're going through here, if you guys have any questions about the workshop, just comment in here. Well, and of course we can get to it afterwards, but if we're live and we will answer that. We'll help you out. Kelsey can answer pretty much anything about this because this is all her baby here. She's going to be taking this to another level. And so let's go through and we're going to look at a few pages. And then at the end, if you guys have any questions about it, we'll get to it.
Yep.
So let me screen share. And I'm going to kind of let Kelsey do as promised, we're going to do some critiques. And can you see my page okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. So.
Okay. So what I wanted to do is talk about some things that each of these people are doing well and some things that we can work on. So they're all going to be the things I'm going to say, you guys, are all kind of broad spectrum. So even though I'm talking about this specific page, think about how it could apply to your page, right? So when I'm saying these things, maybe take a little notepad out and start taking some notes so you can go look at your page and see, am I doing that? Can I tweak that as well? So that this is beneficial to you, not just the person whose page I'm looking at, okay? So I love the profile picture. Light and bright, the expression, like I can totally see her personality. It's super important when you're having a profile picture for you to be in the forefront, show your personality, make sure it's light and bright, that the background is not completely cluttered or anything like that. It's a nice photo. It's not even a professional photo. It doesn't have to be, but it's nice. Okay. So then her cover photo is a really good photo. And I think that it could be a great sort of like background, maybe like a blurred out background of a cover photo that had a little bit more information, right? So she could have like a blurred background of this, a larger image of herself, professional or not, sort of in the forefront, maybe her name and what she's all about. You guys know how to make a good cover photo.
I have an idea. Yeah. What about what you said there? Yeah. You could actually take this and blur out everyone else but her here.
Right. Yes. That would be awesome.
That would be kind of cool, right? Right now it's a picture, but there's no branding involved, right?
Yes. And something to remember here to you guys is it looks like this is literally just a photo. It's not cover photo size. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. Especially for mobile. You want to make sure you kind of fit that. And French knows the dimensions. Those dimensions change a lot. I will say that. So ultimately, it's just based on what you want, or making sure, because most people are going to see it in mobile.
Yeah.
So doing that. So sorry to interrupt.
Nope, you're good. So
What do you think about this here then?
I gotta move this thing out of here.
This is her description, and we talk about these a lot in the cover photos, talking about waking up more than grateful for these awesome people in my life. Are you part of something greater? I've always yearned and craved to be part of a community of great people living with a purpose. Migrating to the United States at 17 and not knowing any friends, family, or classmates left me with a new start. Good, bad, the decision was up to me. So this is exactly the type of people I choose to surround myself with. Love you all. So it's kind of a statement. There's not really anything we can do with it, right?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what's happening here. So again, good things. I really like the way she spaced it out, highlighted with capitalized words, use some emojis, all really great, appealing to the eye. People will read that, right? Easy to read. This was a post on her page, and she just put it as her cover photo. I can tell. So cover photo should serve a purpose, right? What is your page all about? Who are you? And what can people expect to get from your page? If you're going to have a description with your cover photo, that's what it should be about. Like, to the point, here's who I am. This is what I'm all about. Here's what you can expect, and go about your life. If you have some sort of like free downloadable thing or a free group or whatever, you can include it in there if you want. But that's what a cover photo should be about, with the description. So yeah.
What do you think the biggest misconception, or I shouldn't say misconception, but I see this a lot. People feel like, and we've critiqued probably thousands of pages at this point, but the thing I see a lot happening is people will post in a statement form and give people no reason to engage. Would you say that's super common, Kelsey?
Yes, and that's actually some of the people that I chose. That was a lot of what it is you talk a lot about like me, and here's what's up, and then never give them an opportunity to be a part of it. And that's a huge mistake that a lot of people make, because if you don't give them an opportunity to be a part of whatever you're saying, they're not going to be. They're not just going to be like, how can I assert myself in this situation? You have to open the door for them.
Right. It would be like walking up to somebody and literally telling them something and then walking away.
Right.
Or just telling them something and staring at them, waiting for them to respond, versus being conversational. And one thing you're going to learn with Kelsey is there's a difference between being biographical, which is what this is right now. I came to the United States at 17. I'm with a great group. Thank you. Versus conversational. Mm-hmm. So you're going to learn how to write conversationally, which is going to get you a lot more engagement and a lot more people to talk to. By the way, we already have 10 people signed up.
Yay, 10 people.
Yeah, we already have 10. You guys, once this is at 100 people, and I'll keep you updated on the numbers, it's closed. There's only so much Kelsey to go around.
I wish I could give more of myself, but for this time, it's just going to be 100 of you. But I want to say something about that, Jesse, too. So not only was I a teacher, my minor that I studied in college was in English. So writing is one of my favorite things. And so I understand that sometimes it's hard. So part of the bonus material that's going to come with the course is a printable, downloadable PDF. And I'm going to, like when you were in middle school and they like fed you like how to start a paragraph and how to end it and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to give you all of those tools so that if writing is really challenging for you, I'm going to just break it down and give you some of my best like hooks, my best teasers, my best whatever. I'm going to give that to you guys as well. So if writing is scary, I got you.
Well, and so that's your secret to success. You have an English major, yes. But obviously it's working. And the biggest thing is for a lot of people, like I said, I think it's knowing the difference between what you're doing and how to teach what you're doing. Yeah. And also being able to identify and say, what you're doing now is good, but there's these little things that you can change that will make it great. Mm-hmm. So, and I know Alexa here, a fantastic story. And right now there's no emotional connections that she wants to create with people. They're not happening quite yet. You want to look at any of her posts here?
Yeah, so one thing I want to say, which everybody, I think you might not even know you can do this, go up just a tiny bit. In your videos and photo highlights, you can use these to your advantage. So that little caret symbol right there, if you drop that down, it will, back on the other screen, it will let you choose which videos are showing up on there. It'll say like most engaged or most recent. So I would suggest dropping it down to to include the ones that have the most engagement. So go back, Jesse, to the other screen. You won't be able to do it because it's not your page, but I just want people to be able to see. So when you're looking at the video, the featured videos, there's a caret symbol, and they can drop that down and put it to most popular content. So you can do it on there, and leave it as that for yours. And then for your photos, you can actually choose featured photos. Like if you choose that, it was back on the other screen. It's the same thing. So choose, like I went in there and I was like, okay, these are pictures that represent me and my brand, and you can do change featured photos. I don't know why it's letting you do that.
Because I'm on her page, I believe. We worked. Yeah. Okay. So but yeah, you can change some of that stuff on there.
So you can actually see it. So change feature photos. It lets you choose up to 5. So choose 3 at least that are really representative of you and your brand, because that's what people are going to see right away. It's minor stuff, you guys, but it is important when they start scrolling, right? So that's
so put your best stuff out here. That's what you're saying, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's move on then to the next page, so we can get through these quickly because they can take quite a bit of time for each person. Do you want to start with the cover, or do you just want to work your way down, or what would be best?
I mean, cover photos, you guys, look, there's good information on how to make a good cover photo. Just make a good cover photo. Okay. Choose good images, explain what's going on your page, make sure it looks good, use somebody professional. Don't try and go rogue and do it yourself. That's that. So let's look at some content. I feel like that's,
okay.
To kind of focus in. So what's happening on this page, I think I remember, is a couple different things, couple tips. So she does a lot of live videos, which is great, but I almost feel like it's too much. Too many live videos, not enough value, maybe. A lot of sharing, not enough giving, if I could say it that way. And then some simple things that I look for as well is, you might not even know this as a tip, but a little engagement tip is just engaging in your own stuff. Again, if you don't like your stuff, why would anybody else? So it seems so silly when I say this, but like your own post. You posted it, you like your post. It helps with engagement. You can like it more than once. So like that, you could drop it down and like it as your personal page or your like page. Yep. So that's great when you're typing stuff. So the great thing is I really like the artistic photos here, right? So she clearly is posing for this photo. It's black and white. I really like it. Something that I can tell with a lot of images that happens really frequently is your lens might not be clean, or you just don't really have good lighting. Somebody actually asked me about that the other day, and that's something that's in the course as well, telling you all about the different like inexpensive lighting and backdrops and all that. But clean your lens, use some filters, and make sure that your stuff is spaced out and that you're adding value. So this morning, not quite 100%, but a little bit better, and trying to get back into the struggle is so real. I mean, yeah, the struggle is real. I really like that. So I feel like I've lost so much strength. Like, she's really telling people what's going on. This image paired with this text is great. One thing I want to point out about this, do you ever feel the setback for reaching to your goals? Are you able to get back into it, or do you throw in the towel? Sometimes we end things with questions when there doesn't need to be questions. We try and get people to engage too much when it should just be a post that's simply about sharing. Okay, so there's different posts that we want to put out on our page, right? A clearly like recruiting post, or clearly sales post, or clearly this is my life, I'm just sharing it with you post, or clearly I want you to engage with me post. So we got to be careful and not blur the lines too much and start just asking a bunch of questions, because it feels really like
forced.
Super forced. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you some feedback on this as well. So this is a very surfacey post. There's no story in this post right now. In the morning, I'm feeling the struggle. The struggle is real. I'm discouraged. Do you ever feel discouraged? You know, like discouraged about what? I'm discouraged right now because my kid's been sick all week. And
let's assume people feel discouraged, right?
We're all discouraged, but what are we discouraged about? What's the story? Why are you discouraged? Yes. Dig deeper into that, and that's where the story comes in. And right, you don't have to tie in a question to everything to make it seem like, okay, well, here, let me force that question. It is important to ask questions, absolutely, but being curious in that aspect. But if you have a well-written post that is about your struggle or whatever's happening with you, people will comment on it easily, right?
So yeah, actually, like those are some of my favorite posts to write sometimes, are like the struggle posts. But if you can poke holes in your own story, you haven't shared enough, right? So I feel like I've lost so much strength. Why? Like if you can poke holes in your own story, share more.
So, and this is something that we talk about all the time. Please remove the Beachbody link.
Oh yeah.
This will get you zero business. It doesn't do any favors. Just connect with people, message them, give them a reason to talk. And now that everyone's using My Connection Builder, which, oh, by the way, I forgot to bring that up. You're going to be talking about that too in there, and how to leverage that as well, yeah. Right? To help with business.
Using My Connection Builder, what are you even doing with your life? Like,
well, how much has it saved you? I know you hate technology, right? You hate it. And it was really hard to get you to use this thing, wasn't it?
Well, I was really intrigued by it, but to actually go in there and start using it, like I was super jacked about it, but like applying it, I had to figure out, and I kind of talked about this the last time I was on, but applying it, I had to figure out my own way to apply it. And I actually saw somebody post in the group the other day, like, instead of trying to just do it all, I just did it piece by piece, what worked for me. And that's what I encourage you guys to do. If you're somebody like me, I just use it piece by piece and build upon it. Again, that is the best way to learn, is to just take small bites, and then eventually you'll just be running with it. But with the type of engagement that you're going to be getting with your page, and this whole branding course, what you're going to be learning how to do, you're going to need My Connection Builder to keep up with the conversations and follow up with people and turn them into your clients.
Network marketer's dream. That's what that is. And what's great about MCB, and you guys know this, means first of all, yes, you're going to have a lot more conversations. You're going to have a lot more people to chat with. You're going to have so much more engagement. But the big problem that people might have is, okay, I have no time to keep up with this. Yeah. And that's what MCB will do. It just organizes everything for you, gets the conversations rolling. You know how your follow-ups, your sales funnels, where they're at in there. Everything is going to be taken care of in there, with Mastermind Stephanie helping you with that in the background. So just know that will be part of the aspects of this, that you're going to learn how to use MCB even better with all these conversations, so that you don't have to be married to your phone, that you can actually spend time with your kids or your spouse or whatever you want to do while you're getting work done. So anything else on here that stands out that you liked, disliked, or would tweak?
I got to remember what was on here. Scroll for a bit. No, I think it was a lot of this is.
And that's definitely clean the camera.
That is definitely, so that's a perfect example of what I mean by clean the camera. Super, super easy to do that as well. But I think that we get the point here. Let's go to another one. I think there were some good ones where we can see. So, so this is Shane. So I wanted to look at Shane's because I was really intrigued by Shane. I was like, he has a personality, I could tell. But a lot of the stuff that was happening here was totally visual, where he could leverage his story and his message so much more if a couple of these visual things were cleaned up. Cover photo, profile picture, putting text overlays on photos. Totally is not necessary at all whatsoever. He's got a great smile and a super good personality. So if you go start looking at his page, he has a good content. It's more about how it's laid out, and then not using so many of these stock photos, basically. So good content and I remember all the things here. Good content. Don't use so many stock photos, because he has a great personality. He can use himself in a lot of these. He tags himself a lot in a lot of the posts. So I will use tagging myself in a post for leverage, especially when you're building your page. It's great, but this isn't the way I would do it. I would actually do it where you're tagging yourself in the actual photo, and do it on posts where you're like, this highlights my story. This is my good stuff. Tag yourself in those posts and use it sparingly, and it will show up on your personal page. So I think those are some of the big ones there. Spacing out, that was a good one, but spacing out too many words. So this is the copy of your text. The way that you write it and the way that you space it out is important. Everything works. There's like a type of synergy that happens on a page. This is so much text. Mm-hmm. Spaced it out really well, but it's just a lot. So how can we condense this into shorter, smaller paragraphs? You want to leave, we were talking about this kind of earlier, you want to leave some stuff up to the imagination so they have a reason to ask a question. If you tell too much, then they have no reason to do anything besides like it. And they might even forget to like it because they just read 3 years of text.
Well, this is a big sandwich to eat here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, no pun intended, emotional eating, but there's a lot, and we've discussed this before, but when people feel like it's work to read your posts, they're gone. Because we have short attention spans. We're selfish human beings. All of us are. And why should I give you my time of day?
Right.
You know, so when you say that you can give too much, Kels, when you say that, what would be like an example of, like, say, emotional eating? Mm-hmm. How would you discuss that in a way that would intrigue people, but not like vomit out everything?
It's about kind of like piecing apart your story. So I got to know, like, what you are emotionally eater. Okay, great. What is one reason why you are or were an emotional eater? And let's talk about that one thing. Everything else can be saved for another post and elaborate on it. That's why I'm talking about you can't tell your story too many times. I tell the same story 70 different ways. You can talk about emotional eating all the time if that's his story, but it needs to be one thing. We can't show it all, right? I mean, on the first date, you don't go home and sleep with somebody, right? This is like laying it all out right on the table for everybody, and it's just too much. But there's such a good story here, so it's a shame that half the people won't read it.
Yeah, and I like that you use that analogy, because it's just like dating. You don't ask someone to marry you on the first date.
Yeah.
And that's kind of was like, okay, here's everything about me. Do you like me? You know, like, instead, breadcrumb. You know, a lot of people, they feel like, and we had this big misconception early on when we started incorporating teaching more storytelling, that they think every day they have to post a big section of their life.
Right.
Well, here's my whole college years, guys. You know, I hope you got some time, or I hope you know, whatever. You can talk about the same thing a million different ways. And this is another added benefit of Kelsey's workshop, is you're going to realize, and this is a huge thing for you guys and for everyone, is that you can realize that for a lot of people, they struggle with, like, what do I post today? Kelsey, on the other hand, is thinking, I don't have enough time to post all these ideas.
Yeah. And I actually talk about how to organize that and how to funnel your brain, how to capitalize on that. Because once you get in the flow of this, you guys, you will not, ideas will be, this morning I had out my notebook and I was just writing all these things because everything started coming to my mind about what I wanted to post. And that will happen for you. And you'll know exactly how to share it, but it doesn't all have to come out in one sitting. And it doesn't always have to be this big elaborate story. And if you feel like this is a really important, I want to say all these things, guess what? Live video. Go on live video. You have more permission to talk and say things on live video than you do in a post, because especially if you're building your brand, if you're not secure in your brand, now I would say that I'm pretty secure in my brand. So I have more permission to share more in my post because my people are already connected to me, right? Still, I have a lot of the other branding concepts, but if you haven't gotten the permission or the right to just tell people these big long posts, you need to do that first. You have to put in the work first. Another thing is not sharing like a group of images like this, just picking one and make it a nice photo. Like this plate photo could have just been the whole thing, right? We don't need to see every single picture, although I love Brussels sprouts and it made me like really want to eat that. But the plate,
kind of the same picture too.
It is, exactly. Yeah. So, we don't need all of that. We just need one. And that would help too.
And, and the other thing is, and he's got a small page, he's probably, just started working on it or whatever. But for Shane, you could definitely, and this is another big tip that a lot of people do not do. A lot of people will only watch video. They will not read posts. There are people that will only read posts and not watch video. So if you could talk about the exact same thing on your live, and again, we would chunk this down. Make it about one aspect. Give me one example of what emotional eating looked like for you, and then go live about it. And you could reference back to the post or whatever, but you're going to be hitting different demographics inside of there. There are people, like I said, I'm an Audible guy. I like to listen to my books from Audible. My wife will only read. She does not like Audible books. That's just how we learn as humans, different ways, different strokes for different folks, right? So I just want you to understand, of course, we need to be going live, less stock photos, more of you. But I hope you guys are seeing that this is not a huge thing. It's just small stuff. You already have it all there. Your story's already there. Don't give me the BS that you're boring, okay? You know what that is? That's an excuse. That's an excuse of what you're giving yourself of why you're not getting engagement. No, you just need to learn how to tap into the emotional side of people and share your story in a real way. Don't tell me you are boring. Please don't. You've got a lot going on. You're smart. You've had experiences. You've gone through crap in life that you can help other people with.
Well, this is the thing too. This is like a bit during the week that we talk about sharing your story. I hit on this because it irks my nerve. First of all, if you've ever heard of the law of attraction or manifesting or anything, the more you say you're boring, the more boring you become. If you believe that, it's true, first of all. And second of all, I don't care if you haven't had some huge, like, catastrophic life event that spiraled you into your life now. You struggle with things and you go through things on the daily now. Your story isn't necessarily something that happened to you. It's just what's happening to you in your everyday life. I mean, half the stuff I'm talking about is what happened today. What irritated me today? What am I struggling with today? That's part of my story. So don't make it into this big, like, oh my God, I'm going to overanalyze it. Like, you have it. It's all there.
And I think that's a super common problem as well, is people get paralyzed overanalyzing things.
Yeah.
And they think that it has to be some perfect whatever, or that, you'll learn more by taking action and learning from your mistakes than you will trying to be perfect or overthinking something. But
Yep.
The one thing I will say on this as well, before we get to Joan's page, is that it's really important for you to think about it like this. If you've been doing the same thing for months and you're getting no results, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
If you're doing the same thing for months or even a year or more, and you're not getting any engagement, you're not getting any results, clearly something needs to change. What's the definition of insanity? Mm-hmm. Doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting different results.
Right.
Sometimes it's great to have someone come in with a fresh set of eyes who knows what they're doing, i.e. Kelsey, and can come in and help you. So again, this isn't an arm and a leg here. We already have more people in. Once it's at 100, it's closed down. And again, don't feel pressure. If you haven't gone through the social team builder training, don't worry about this workshop. All right, go through the training and take some action on it first and learn. But if you've gone through it and it's still not clicking, something's not going on the way you want it to go on, this is for you. That's why we're doing this. We do this because people are constantly messaging the page. Please look at my page. Please do this. I need help. I'll pay you, or whatever. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to look at a bunch of pages. I just don't, because I'm giving everything to the group. I'm giving everything to Social Team Builder, giving everything to my Connection Builder. I don't have time for that personal stuff, but I can bring in the experts who do and want to teach this. So let's look at Joan's now. Where do you want to start with this, Kels?
So the first thing I want to say about this is, for Joan and others as well, we want to work on building Joan's brand, not Joan's Beachbody Coaching brand.
Yes,
okay?
Everyone remove the link, please. Every one of you guys had the link in here.
Right. But the other thing is so again, she can change up her photos. They're all in the same position. They're all, you know what I mean? Like, this is purposeful, you guys. They let you choose these featured photos right here and featured videos for a reason. Okay. So do that. Something about the videos. So when you're doing videos, I would urge you to stay away from doing, what is this? Maybe Pick Tap Go or no, I don't, Pick Play Post maybe, where it's multiple screen videos like this, with the colorful borders and such. Just get good lighting, include some sound. A lot of these videos didn't have any sound at all. And, you're gonna get people to stay around if it's fast paced, if there's music, all of that. But here we're still seeing it, right? Something with these workouts. Ask yourself this question. Why are you doing this workout on your page? Workouts are accountability for a lot of people, but what I'm seeing is a lot of people are going through 80-day obsession, I think, and posting their journeys, but they're not giving anybody a reason to watch it or go do it. If you're going to do a workout video, I want to know what you're doing so I can do it too. People want free stuff. They want to experience it. Give them a feeling and they'll remember you forever. Tell them 5 moves that you did in this workout today. Tell them to go do them and make it so that there's sound and so they can actually turn it on and go do it in their living room.
I like it. And some people got a little bit, wondered like, but I love doing my workouts. What I've found is workouts aren't bad. That's fine. You can do some workouts, right? But don't mistake workouts for providing value or making emotional connections.
Right.
Don't just think, well, I went live today. I did my workout. How many places can I find lunges?
Yeah.
How many places can I find burpees, push-ups, sit-ups? I'm guessing 1 million or more online.
Yep.
Right?
So how did you do that workout today? I'm a mom. How did I do my 80-day obsession workout today and do it with my 3-year-old in the room? And how can they do it too? And why should they?
The biggest thing is what makes yours different, Joan? And then another thing I noticed in here when we go back to this, it's a little robust in the writing here, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely. So that goes back to the way that you're writing things. You need to space it out. Use some emojis or some color at least, like make it visually appealing for these people.
Yeah. So, and again, if your workouts are not getting you lots of comments and engagement, why do you keep doing them?
Yeah. You need to change up what you're doing with them if it's not working.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Yeah. So like pay attention to what people engage with and do more of that. Talk about that.
You can't force things based on what you think works. What we do is everything is a big split test, right? And then we see, okay, this is working. Maybe I should do more of this. Maybe I should change this up or, come back to how people actually connected with me on these type of posts.
Yep.
What got you comments? Again, this is just too much writing. Do you talk about in your workshop coming up too? Do you talk about this? You get into spacing and using emojis and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how to do that. And there's a right way and a wrong way. What it is you want people to stop the scroll. You want to grab attention with the photos and then stop the scroll and read what you post, right? That's the only goal, right, Kels?
Yep, exactly. You got to get them to stop and be there, and then you can hook them in with what you're actually saying. And some of the photos, like, it goes back to being authentic about you. Like, a lot of the food pictures she shares, I don't think are actually her food pictures. I think that they're just like from Pinterest because they don't align with what else she's doing. They don't align with the videos and the pictures that she's sharing. It looks completely different. The photos do.
Unless she's a really, really good photographer of food, these are probably stock photos.
Right. Yes, exactly. So I could see right through that.
So this would be, here's another great idea, shopping on Amazon, talking about a product. We do this all the time on Sarah's page, my wife's page. But if you have like some neat thing that you purchased, go live about it and share it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Go live about it and share it. But like for this specifically, do you love shopping on Amazon? Like, okay, again, let's assume people like to shop on Amazon. Okay, they do. Why am I'm looking at this photo. Your first line of text in this should say, why are they stopping? Like, you need this in your life with like a clapping emoji, and then proceed to tell them why, right? That's going to stop me. Wait, why do I need this? What is this? Why do I need it in my life? That's going to stop me. I'm not going to stop if somebody asks me if I shop on Amazon. Of course I do. It's 2018. I shop on Amazon. Of course.
I think Amazon owns part of my soul at this point. I was looking at my credit card. I'm like, holy cow. But again, too big a block. Here's the thing. Great news, Joan. You clearly have a lot to say. I think if you just get pointed in the right direction and you just make some small little tweaks, you can go from, getting 3 comments to getting 9 or 12 as your page goes up and connecting with new people.
I know one other thing that I was going to say when we were on the last page. I think it was Shane or whatever, which I think could be happening here too. If I go to your page, there should never be a comment on your post that you did not respond to. You need to respond to every single comment, or else they're not going to come back. They need to know that if they say something, you're going to respond to them.
Do you know of any software that does that helps as well with commenting?
It's funny. I think that there might be something out there.
Well, and again, what a great tool to use. MCB, what a great tool to use to help you just get conversations started. If you want to build a team, if you want to be successful with whatever business you're in, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could be doing real estate or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you want to do something that gets you more business, you have to actually start a conversation with someone.
Yeah, do not take that for granted. Like, that is something, I swear I made a video about this in the group, but like, use every opportunity that you have for somebody to comment. Like, you got them there. That is what you wanted. Now, do not let that time go to waste. Start a conversation with them. And I'm not talking respond back with like a smiley face or a heart or thank you or whatever. Take it one step further. My goal is always to be, how can I respond to this person? I posted something about a product I liked and everybody was commenting on it. And I didn't say the same thing back to everybody. I was like, what can I say to this person to ask them a question or get them to engage a little bit more to keep them around on my page? That builds like a solid following who now their stuff is going to be shown to, your stuff is going to be shown to them even more. And they're going to know that if they tell you something or ask you something that you're going to engage back with them. And herein lies your branding and your personal brand and everything that you need and want on your business page. So respond to people.
Well, it's just low-hanging fruit. It's just stuff that they're right there ready to chat with you. And you know what? No one's going to come back and be like, why didn't Kelsey respond to my thing? No, they're just going to forget about it until you grab attention and start having conversations, which is the ultimate goal, is to move it into private message.
Yep.
And that's something that is also really important to understand, is that you're going to have people coming from your cold market that you're going to have conversations with. And there's a right and a wrong way to do that. And I'm assuming, Kelsey, you'll go through some of that as well, of just how to talk to people as well and help them. I know that's not necessarily part of the brand, but that's something that's also important, is just having a conversation, right? And not getting right into the sales pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually argue that it is part of it, because your brand is how you speak, how you act, how you look. Everything about that is your brand. And so if you're not a like robotic person, why are you going and like sales pitching people right away? Like I literally cannot even be serious when I talk to people. Like if I'm emailing them or what, like it's always smiley faces. It's always conversational, because that's my personality. If I'm in front of you, if I'm behind the computer screen and email, if that's you too, then why are you typing like a scripted thing to people? Everybody should just be a conversation or a voice message or whatever. But it is, I think, part of your brand, and it matters because it will draw people in or turn them away.
We are nearing 20 people. Let me know if you guys have signed up for this workshop and you're pumped up. Put it in the comments. If you have any questions while we're here for the next couple minutes, let us know, okay? You know that anything that has to do with Social Team Builder and My Connection Builder is going to give you skyrocketing amounts of value, okay? Yeah. You know that we're going to take this to the next level. No one has been disappointed with how available and how much work that we put in to help. And this is just going to be another example of that. Yeah. So if this is something that you truly do need help with, then take advantage of it. Okay. This is something that we are going to, like I said, these are not going to happen that often, but this is an opportunity. If you want personal attention, please take advantage of this with someone who knows exactly what she's doing and knows how to teach it. So unless you guys have any other questions or anything like that, I'm going to end it here. The link is at the top, and I put it in the comments section as well. So if you have anything, or if you need any, or if you have any questions about this, or rather, need any help understanding more, just comment below, and we'll get to it and we'll help you out. But thank you, Kelsey, for being on this. Really excited to see like tons of success stories with this workshop coming up, and you guys, I'm looking forward to it. And then next week, of course, we have another hangout coming up. I'll give you more information on that. But check out this branding workshop. The link's above. And we will talk to you guys real soon.
Bye, guys.